Hello dear students.
Welcome you all to the brilliant group of institution.
In this video session, today we are going to discuss biology, chemistry, NEET questions.
Let's start with biology first question.
Look at the first question. This question says, a dioecious flowering plant prevent both. This question from chapter called Sexual Reproduction in Flowering Plant. Second chapter from 12th grade, right? Look at here. We need to understand first what is the meaning of this dioecious. What is the meaning of this dioecious flowering plant, they're asking. Keep in mind, student, there are two terms we need to understand. One is called the bisexual, unisexual, dioecious, monoecious. Here they're asking the dioecious plant, they're asking. Keep in mind, all of you, dioecious plant means a plant which having that only one reproductive flowers. That means it either having that male flowers or female flowers. That means the total plant is male plant and female plant. Look at here. Let me take this is a plant, okay? This is a plant and this plant having only male flowers. This plant having only male flowers. This is a flower, okay? Look at here. This is only a female flower. This is only female. So the total plant is called what? Tell me. This total plant is female plant. You got my point? And the next plant is called completely male plant. That means, and the next plant, and this plant having only male flowers. Only male flowers. What is the meaning of male flowers here? Male flowers mean male reproductive parts only present. What are the male reproductive parts in the flower? Stamen. What are the female reproductive parts? Pistil or carpel. Look at here. Here I am drawing the flower, and this flower contain only stamen. You got my point? Only stamen. So this is called the male plant. So plants are completely different. Male plant is different, female plant is different. That type of plants are called dioecious plant. You got my point? Look at here. First option. What is the first option is given here? Autogamy and geitonogamy. What is autogamy? Autogamy says same pollen grain. Transfer of pollen grain from one flower anther to the same flower stigma. That is only possible if flower is bisexual. But here the flowers are unisexual. So this option is not correct. Autogamy and geitonogamy. Geitonogamy is possible when the plant contain male flowers and female flowers. Single plant contain male flowers and female flowers. But here what happened? Dioecious plant mean one plant completely female plant, one completely male plant. So what not also possible? What not also possible? Autogamy and geitonogamy is not possible. You got my point? So our answer is a dioecious flowering plant prevent autogamy and also geitonogamy, option A. So what is the B? Geitonogamy and xenogamy. Xenogamy is possible. You got my point? Xenogamy means transfer of pollen grain from one flower anther to the next flower stigma. So here from male flower anther and it is drop on the stigma of a next flower. So it is possible. Xenogamy is possible. Xenogamy is given all the three options. Look at here. Xenogamy, xenogamy, xenogamy. So what is prevented in dioecious flowering plant? In dioecious flowering plant, autogamy, geitonogamy prevented. So the first question answer is option A. You got my point? Look at the next question. Next question is chemistry question. So I'm hand over to chemistry teacher. Welcome to Deepak sir.
Okay, sir. So let's discuss the first chemistry question. Here we have an organic compound. This question is from the amine chapter. An organic compound A on reduction. So in this type of question, we have to make a plan. Here, the compound is A, which is on reduction. Which is on reduction gives a compound B. Alright. Which on reaction with chloroform. What is chloroform, dear all? You know, CHCl3, right? Chloroform. And potassium hydroxide, KOH. You're getting a compound called C. And the question, the compound C on catalytic reduction. What do you mean by catalytic reduction? Catalytic reduction means the addition of hydrogen. Reduction means addition of hydrogen in presence of the catalyst, palladium, nickel, something. And it's on reduction giving N-methyl aniline. What is the structure of N-methyl aniline? Dear all of you, here we have this called the compound aniline with which a CH3 group. This is called N-methyl aniline. So let's make a back calculation here. So this is called N-methyl aniline on reduction. Yes. So, you know this, what is the name of this reaction? Chloroform and KOH treating reaction. What is that? That's called carbylamine reaction. Yes or no? Or isocyanide test. You know, carbylamine reaction is given by which one? A primary amine. So, B is a primary amine and C is an isocyanide. Yes or no? So, your isocyanide can be what? Benzene with NC. Benzene with the NC, this is the isocyanide, because after carbylamine reaction, your product is an isocyanide. If it is an isocyanide, it should be an amine. Which amine? That should be aniline. Yes or no? That should be aniline. Aniline on the carbylamine reaction, you are getting isocyanide. Isocyanide on reduction, you will get a secondary amine. All of you? Then what should be this compound A? Dear all of you, the compound A is getting by reduction. Amines can be prepared through reduction from maybe nitro compound. Maybe it is nitro compound. Is there any nitro compound as an answer? Yes, nitrobenzene is there. So dear all, nitrobenzene on reduction. Yes, you will get aniline. Aniline on carbylamine reaction, you will get isocyanide. Isocyanide on again reduction, you will get secondary amine. You know, reduction means addition of hydrogen, right? So on this nitrogen, you added hydrogen. On this carbon, you added hydrogen. Yes, the reaction over. So if you want to get N-methyl aniline, what is your starting material? A. That is the question. That is what? Nitrobenzene. All right, let's go to the biology second question. So Deep sir, please.
Thank you, Mr. Deepak. Look at the next question from biology. This question also from the second chapter. What is that? Sexual reproduction in flowering plant. Which one of the following statements is correct? They are asking. Which one of the following statement is correct? That means the rest of three wrong. Look at the first option. What is the first option is given? Cleistogamous flowers are always autogamous. What is the meaning of this cleistogamous flowers? We have already seen in the sexual reproduction flowering plant chapter, there is a plant called camelina. What is the plant name? Camelina. This plant, camelina, this plant has two type of flowers. First type of flowers are called open flowers. Open flowers are also known as chasmogamous. Yes or no? Chasmogamous flowers are open flowers. Second type of flowers are called what? Closed flowers. These closed flowers are also known as cleistogamous. What is given here? It is cleistogamous. You got my point? So cleistogamous flowers always shows autogamy, self-pollination. You got my point? So look at here, cleistogamous flowers are always autogamous flowers. This statement is correct. They're asking you to identify the correct statement. Look at the second option, the rest of options. What is the second option? Xenogamy occurs by wind pollination. Xenogamy means what? Xenogamy means cross-pollination. Cross-pollination not only occur by wind, cross-pollination also occur by what? Insects, also occur by animals, also occur by water. Many are there, right? Many pollinators are there. So many different type of what they call ways are there to do pollination. But here they given wind pollination only. So it is not correct. Next, chasmogamous flowers do not open at all. What did I say? Open. Chasmogamous flowers are open flower. Chasmogamous flowers shows always what type of pollination? Xenogamy. Xenogamy. That means the second option, the third option also incorrect one. Look at the last one. What is the last one is given here? Geitonogamy involves. What is geitonogamy? We have seen transfer of pollen grain from one flower anther to the next flower stigma of a same plant. We call the geitonogamy. Yes or no? Look at the option D. Geitonogamy involve the pollen and stigma of a flowers of different plant is given. No sir, it is not a different plant. It is the same plant. So this is also incorrect statement. So what is the right answer of this question? Option 1. What is the option 1? Cleistogamous flowers always autogamy, because cleistogamous flowers are closed flowers. So the right answer of this question, option A. Shall we go to the next question? Look at the next question. Okay, next question is chemistry question. So I'm inviting Deepak sir. Sir, welcome sir.
Yeah. So dear all, here you can see the next question from the chapter, again amines. Here it's a conversion question. We have to find the answer of the last one, Z. So let's start with first one. We have CH3CH2Cl. What it is? Chloroethane, right? Or ethyl chloride. It is on treated with NaCN. You know, when a haloalkane treated with NaCN or KCN, what happened? Cyanide substitute here, right? This chlorine and Na remove as NaCl. You will get CH3CH2Cn. All right, propan nitride. Cyanide is ready. Now, this is their compound is given as X. And it is treated with nickel and hydrogen. They are all addition of hydrogen in presence of nickel is called what? Reduction. Yes, reduction. Cyanide on reduction, you will get what? A primary amine. So CN converted to what? CH3, CH2, CH2, NH2, right? Cyanide on reduction, you will get amine. Next. It is the compound Y, and this compound Y, you are going to treat it with what? Acetic anhydride. What do you mean by acetic anhydride here all? CH3COOCO CH3. This is called what? Acetic anhydride. Very simple reaction between this amine and acetic anhydride. Acetylation, right? Acetylation. What you have to do here? Just remove from your amine, take one hydrogen. From your acetic anhydride, take CH3COO. So what is actually you're removing here? CH3COOH that you're removing from the system. All of you, CH3COOH that we are removing. What is left in the system? Just club it. Here we have starting from here, CH3, then CH2, then CH2, and what is left here? Already you took one hydrogen, right? So what is left? NH. Where it is connecting this part, what is that? COCH3. Can you identify, dear student, which option is given as Z? CH3, CH2, CH2, NH, CO, CH3. That is nothing but option number 1 is the answer for the chemistry. Second question from the chapter, amines. Let's go to the biology. Third question.
Thank you, Mr. Deepak. Look at the next question. This question also from sexual reproduction in flowering plant chapter. Look at the question. Which is most common type of embryo sac in angiosperm is given? Most common type of embryo sac. We have already seen the formation of embryo sac, or we can also say megaspore formation. During the megaspore formation, megaspore mother cell. This process takes place in where? This process takes place in ovule, megasporangium. So I am directly taking what here? This is megaspore mother cell. Megaspore mother cell. How many of you know megaspore mother cell is what? Diploid. Megaspore mother cell is diploid, 2N stage. So this is diploid. So what happened in megaspore mother cell? Meiosis division takes place to form megaspore tetrad. After which division, tell me? Meiosis division to form linear structure of what? Tetrad. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many haploidal cells are forming here? 4 haploidal cells are forming. This is called what? Megaspore tetrad. So I am writing here, this is megaspore tetrad. Megaspore tetrad is always linear, keep in mind. Okay. Now what happened? In this one, first 3 cells are going to degenerate. First 3 cells are going to degenerate. Only one functional cell is going to give a complete embryo sac. So it is monosporic, because out of 4 cells, 1 cell is going to give a complete embryo sac. So it's called monosporic. Where is the monosporic is given? Now look at here the second option. What is the second option is given? Monosporic with 3 sequential mitotic division. But in the option C also monosporic is there. Monosporic with 2 sequential mitotic division. Which out of these 2 is correct, sir? Which out of these 2 is correct? Look at here. The functional cell. What is the functional cell here? 1 cell will become functional, right? Look at here. This functional cell undergo 3 times mitotic division, students, keep in mind. So we are calling here, it is what? Monosporic. What is the meaning of monosporic? Out of 4 cells, 4 haploid cell, only 1 cell is going to become a functional embryo sac. So we call monosporic. In this cell, how many times mitotic division takes place? 3 times. So 3 sequential mitotic division. Look at here. 3 sequential mitotic division. What happened? Initially, this nucleus is divided into 2 times. First mitotic division, 2 cells formation. Next, second mitotic division, 4 cell formation. 1, 2, 3, 4 cell. Third mitotic division, 8 cells, 8 nucleus, and finally this nucleus are going to migrate towards the poles and they form complete functional embryo sac. If you look at the complete structure of embryo sac, we have seen towards this is a chalazal end, this is micropylar end. Here 1, 2, 3 cells. Okay, what is the 3 cells called? Antipodals. These 3 cells called antipodals. Am I clear? And a secondary nucleus in the middle, or it is also called the polar nucleus, and towards the micropylar end 2 synergids and 1 female gamete. These 2 are called synergids, and the middle one is called a functional egg. This complete structure is called embryo sac. So how many divisions takes place in that functional cell? 3 sequential mitotic divisions. So what is our answer? I hope you already guessed the answer. The right answer is option B. Option B is what? Monosporic with 3 sequential mitotic division. Shall we move on to the next question, students? Now look at the next question. I'm hand over to chemistry teacher. Come, sir.
Yes. So dear all, the next question. Aniline in a set of reaction yield. Again, it's a conversion questions. We have to find the value of the product D. Let's start with the starting material as aniline, right? Benzene with NH2, that is a starting one. You know, aniline on treated with NaNO2 and HCl. What's the name of that reaction, dear all? You know, NaNO2 and HCl, that's called what? Diazotization reaction. Am I right? During diazotization, when you treated with NaNO2 and HCl, you know, at a 0 to 5 degrees Celsius, it's converted to benzene with N2 plus Cl minus, which means benzene diazonium chloride. Am I right? This is the compound is A, now is treated with a CuCN. What happened when diazonium salt treated with a CuCN? Dear all, Cn will substitute, you will get cyanobenzene, right? You will get cyanobenzene. Okay, cyanobenzene, this is the compound B. It is on reduction with the hydrogen and nickel. Just in the previous question we discussed what happens when cyanide on reduction. Yes, cyanide on reduction, you will get primary amine. So we will get the compound as benzene with the what? Cn converted to CH2NH2. Alright. This is the compound, which one? C. And what is the last step? Last step is nothing but HNO2. What is HNO2 is called? Nitrous acid. Yes, nitrous acid. That's nothing but the first step. You know, NaNO2 and HCl, that is called what? Diazotization. Same HNO2, that is diazotization. So what happened? This amine undergo diazotization. You will get the compound benzene with, you will have CH2, then what happened to NH2? That becomes N2 plus and Cl minus. But you know, this answer is not given in this one. Why? Because this is very unstable, right? Dear all, if benzene directly connected with the diazonium salt, means N2 plus and Cl minus, this salt is little stable. Why it is stable? Due to resonance, because nitrogen on benzene ring, it can undergo resonance, dear all. It is stable. If you want to make it as an alcohol, only at a warm condition it is possible. Whereas this is an aliphatic one, because this nitrogen connected to an alkyl chain, it is unstable. If it is unstable, what happened, dear all? It is immediately combined with the water. How to write the product? You know, what are the ions present in water? That is H plus and OH minus. What will happen? This H plus combined with the Cl minus, you will get HCl. This nitrogen gas come out and it is evolved as nitrogen gas plus what is left? This benzene with CH2. Then what happened? This OH group. You will get benzyl alcohol. Answer is there. C6H5 CH2OH. What is that? Option number 4. So once again, all of you, first diazotization, that is diazonium salt. Then reduction, treated with CuCN, you're getting cyanide. Cyanide on reduction, primary amine. Amine on again diazotization, it's salt. Its salt is unstable because this nitrogen not on the benzene ring, right? So resonance is not possible. It is unstable. So immediately it react with the water and end with alcohol. So answer is option 4. Shall we go to the biology next question? Sir, please.
Thank you, Deepak sir. Look at the next question. This question says, okay, this question also from which chapter? Sexual reproduction in flowering plant chapter. Look at the question. The question says, wind pollinated flowers are. What is the meaning of wind pollination here? We know, we have seen the pollination, different type of pollination, right? Here the wind pollination is also also known as anemophily. Anemophily is wind pollination. So pollination takes place by wind. This is a normal, it is a common characteristic feature of what? Grass. That means monocots, grass plants we can say. So here it is a characteristic feature of grass plants. You got my point? Like wheat, rice, maize. Okay, this all plants shows the wind pollination. Look at the options. What's the right answer? Wind pollination flowers are small. Okay, I agree with the small. Okay, brightly colored. My dear students, wind pollination flowers are not brightly colored. They are not attracted. They are not attracted. They are not attracting the insects. Why? Insects are only attracted when the flowers are bright in color and giving good perfume and nectar gland is present. And here the wind pollination, these flowers are colorless. These flowers are not bright in color. These flowers are not producing nectar. So insects are not going to that flowers. So what kind of pollination? Wind is taking the charge to transfer the pollen grain from anther to stigma. But here keep in mind, wind pollinated flowers produce a large number of pollen grains. Why? Wind is not a complete direction, complete target directional, right? Wind is a multi-direction. Wind can blow different areas. So if the number of pollen grains are very less in anther or in flower, it will not reach us to the stigma. If they are not reaches to the stigma, it will be get a what? Unpollinated. So it will get a struggle. So to overcome this problem, pollination will not done if the number of pollen grains are very less. To overcome this problem, this wind pollinated flowers produce a large number of pollen grain. You got my point? And that pollen grains are lightweight. So why lightweight, sir? Because they have to flow, they have to fly, they have to move with the air, right? So wind pollinated flowers are dry pollen grains, large number of pollen grains, small. You got my point? Look at here what you're asking. Small, okay. Bright color. No, sir, it is not at all bright color. Leave the first option. Look at the second option. Small. Yes, small. Producing large number of dry pollen grains. Absolutely correct. Dry pollen grain, wing pollen grain. They have a wing-like structure to fly in air. You got my point? So large number of pollen grains are there. Dry pollen grains are there. So why dry pollen grains are there? If they are sticky, they cannot flow, they cannot fly in what? In the air. If they're dry only, they can easily move and they drop on the stigma. But one more, keep in mind, one more thing. This is anther. This is anther. So anther is actually, it is this type of anther. Versatile anther, in this case, what they call wind type of pollination. Large number of pollen grains are producing. Okay. Dry pollen grain, but the stigma, if you look at this is stigma and style, stigma is wettable stigma, complete wettable stigma. You got my point? Wettable stigma. Why, sir, wettable stigma? Because if stigma also dry, pollen grains dry, stigma dry. When they drop on the stigma, they will fall off. They would have fall off. To overcome this problem, stigma, trapped stigma, feathery stigma, mucus or wettable stigma. So whatever the pollen grains grab, the pollen grain will be trapped by what? Stigma. You got my point? So what's the right answer of this question? Large producing abundant nectar. No, sir, it is not correct. Small producing dry pollen grain. Here nectar also producing. Here nectar is absent in wind pollination. Bright color flowers are not there. And what is a characteristic feature? Small flowers, large number of pollen grains are going to produce from this flowers. No nectar. So what is the right answer of this question? The right answer is option C. One more important thing, keep in mind, wind pollinated flowers usually have a single ovule in their flowers. You got my point? Right. Look at the next question. And this question is chemistry question. Again, I am handing to Deepak sir. Come, sir.
Yes, dear all. The next question we have is a conversion question. They start with a amine. So benzene with NH2, that you can call it as what? Aniline. And in its para position, that's called what? CH3 group. Okay. It is first treated with what? AC2O. What is actually AC2O? You know, AC represent acetate group. So this is called what? Acetic anhydride. What is acetic anhydride? CH3CO CO CH3. Okay, that's AC2O, the short form, which indicate acetate. Which one? The anhydride. Now, this is the first compound going to form A. What is the compound A? How can we write compound A? Dear all, I told you what happened when amines treated with which one? Acetic anhydride. From amine, you have to take one hydrogen, and from the acetic anhydride, you have to take this group. So what you are eliminating actually? CH3COOH. So let me remove CH3COOH. Right. What is left in the system? We have benzene with nothing happened to the CH3 group. What you have on the top? From NH2, you already remove one hydrogen, right? So what is left? One hydrogen left. Okay, then where it is connecting this remaining part, it is called COCH3. You may study that benzene with NHCOCH3 is called what? N-phenylethanamide or acetanilide. Yes, with a methyl group here. So next reaction, dear all, they are treating with the bromine in presence of ethanoic acid. Bromine in presence of what? Ethanoic acid. That's called what? Bromination. Where this bromine can attack, dear all, that is decided by the existing group. You know, it is an amide. Dear all, amide is an ortho-para directing group. It's a mild ortho-para directing group. So what happened? This bromine can goes to its ortho and para position. Dear all of you, this para position is already occupied by a methyl group, right? Para position is already occupied by a methyl group, so the bromine cannot go there. So bromine can add on the ortho position. So what is the product you're getting? Benzene with NHCOCH3, and the CH3 we have. Where is the bromine? On its ortho position. Why it's not going to the para? Because para is already occupied by the methyl group, right? Next. Then we are treating this compound with what? Water in presence of an acid. What happened? This amide back to amine. So we will get the compound as NH2. Here we have CH3 and bromine. Which is your option? Which is your option? I think it's option number 1, right? NH2, Br, and then CH3. Clear the question? This is the conversion question from the chapter amines. Let's go to the next question from biology. Sir, please.
Thank you, Mr. Deepak. Look at the next question from biology. Which one of the following pairs of plant structures has haploid number of chromosomes? They are asking. This is the same question. This is also from the sexual reproduction in plants chapter, right? So look at here what they are asking. Actually, they are asking the haploid number of chromosome. Students, keep in mind, in the examination, NEET like competitive examination from human reproductive system, principles of inheritance and variation chapter, and sexual reproduction flowering plant chapter. From these 3 chapters, you must know which one is haploid and which one is diploid. Half set of chromosome called haploid, 2 set of chromosome called the diploid. Look at here what they are asking. Nucellus, my dear students, nucellus is always diploid. Nucellus is diploid in ovule. Sporogenous tissue in anther or microsporangium is also diploid. So here nucellus is diploid. Antipodals are haploid. This is haploid. So our answer is what? A is not our answer because A, the nucellus is diploid. They are asking you to identify only haploidal cells. Next, egg nucleus haploid, secondary nucleus. Next, megaspore mother cell. Megaspore mother cells are always diploid. Next, antipodals, haploid. Last option, XL and antipodals is given. XL and antipodals. XL is haploid. We know this is the gamete, female gamete. And antipodals also haploid. Antipodals and XL you would identify in the embryo sac, matured embryo sac. So what is our answer? Our answer will be option D. The two are, that is XL and antipodal cells are haploid in nature. They have a half set of chromosome. You got my point? Look at the next question. This question is again chemistry question. So I am inviting chemistry teacher.
Yes, dear all. Let's go to the next question. The number of primary amines possible for the given complex. The complex is given as the formula C4H11N. All right, C4H11N. It's an amine. So the question is, how many primary amines are possible for this formula? Let's check it. So total there are 4 carbons, right? So let me write 1, 2, 3, 4 with an amine. So we can write CH3, CH2, 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 NH2. Check it, the formula correct or not? Okay, total there are 4 carbon and 11 hydrogen with a nitrogen. Alright, this is one of the primary amine. What is meant by primary amine? It should have the group called NH2 group. Yes, it's the first structure. Any other structure is possible or not? That we want to find out. Another structure, let me just interchange the position of NH2 group into the second one. So I will get CH3, CH2, CH, NH2, CH3. Yes, it's also a primary amine. Yes. Next, third one. What is another chance? Let me interchange the alkyl groups. Dear all, CH3, CH, CH3, CH2, NH2. See, this is also 4 carbon, 11 hydrogen and NH2 group. Yes, this is also possible. Now my question, any other structure possible or not? Can you identify? So this is one amine, second one, third one, any other chance? Yes, there is one more chance. What is that? CH3, CH3, CH3 and then one NH2 group. This is the maximum way of presenting total 4 primary amines for the formula C4H11N. So what is the answer? How many primary amines are possible for the formula C4H11N? The answer is 4.
Brilliant Qatar, your trusted coaching partner for IIT, JEE, NEET, Science and Commerce tuitions with 10 years of excellence in quality training. Brilliant Qatar.